As emergency responders, you know that every second counts when responding to an incident. Critical decisions are made quickly, while in situations it can be challenging. This training module of the Transit Orientation for Emergency Responders is designed to enhance your safety when you respond to emergencies involving TriMet's MAX trains. TriMet's MAX light rail system consists of 5 rail lines covering 60 miles of track and 97 stations in Clackamas, Multnomah, and Washington counties. The light rail lines are designated by color: blue, green, orange, red, and yellow. MAX trains operate out of 2 rail facilities, Ruby Junction in Gresham and El Monica in Beaverton. Our MAX and bus operations are controlled out of TriMet's Operations Command Center at our Southeast 17th and Center facility in Portland. Hours of operation vary, but all MAX lines run about every 15 minutes or better, roughly 22 hours per day, every day. In locations where different lines overlap, specifically in downtown Portland, the Rose Quarter area, and along I-84, the times between trains are much shorter, sometimes just a few minutes. Also, in much of the system, trains run both directions, so a second train could just be seconds away. In our few off hours, from about 2 a.m. to 3:30 a.m., you may still see trains as we move vehicles to prepare for the next service day or for training. The MAX system is powered electrically by overhead high power lines, known as a catenary system. Always assume lines are live and maintain a 10-foot clearance. Substations and electrical vaults located about a mile apart power the overhead lines. Each substation powers the overhead in both directions, which results in each section of the wire receiving power from 2 substations. Personnel in TriMet's Operations Command Center can remotely shut down substations, de-energizing a segment or segments of the overhead line. Also, every substation has an emergency trip switch that can be used by TriMet supervisors to power it down. A spring-loaded arm located on the top of the light rail vehicle, called a pantograph, connects the train to the overhead power line. Operators lower the pantograph to cut power to a vehicle when an incident occurs. Rail supervisors also can lower the pantograph. When approaching a train that has been involved in an incident, first check to see if the pantograph is down. If it is still upright and connected to the overhead wire, consider the car electrified. Shock could occur if the train is derailed and the pantograph is still in contact with the overhead line, or if a line that is still energized is down and in contact with the vehicle. If possible, await confirmation from TriMet personnel that the overhead line has been de-energized. Also, when connected to a live overhead wire, the entire pantograph assembly is hot. Contact with the arm, connection plate, or mounting bracket of the pantograph will lead to electrocution. Each light rail car also has a set of batteries on board that has about 37 volts and is used to power auxiliary systems. We have 5 model types of MAX light rail vehicles, or LRVs. All types run on all 5 MAX lines and are typically coupled, running 2 cars per train. Each car is marked with a unique 3-digit number, beginning with the model type of the vehicle. The Type 1 cars, the oldest in the fleet, are the only model that has a raised floor with steps at all doors. These cars are always paired with a low floor, Type 2 or Type 3 car, so that each train is ADA accessible. Our Type 2, 3, 4, and 5 cars all have a low-floor design and feature ramps, referred to as bridge plates, that extend to the platform, allowing access for those in mobility devices. Type 1, 2, and 3s are steel body trains, while the Type 4 and 5 LRVs are made up of a fiberglass body over a steel cage frame. LRVs are bidirectional with cabs on both ends. Each vehicle weighs about 55 tons and averages 92 feet in length, with the 2-car train weighing 110 tons and stretching over 180 feet. Normal capacity per car is about 170 passengers. However, during large events, A crush load of more than 200 riders per car can be expected. Each LRV has 3 sets of wheel assemblies or trucks with 4 wheels. The A and B trucks are powered while the truck at the C position, the mid-car location, is unpowered. LRVs have several access points that can be used during an emergency, primarily the doors. If the operator is incapacitated or unable to open the doors automatically, they can be manually opened 2 ways. Instruct a passenger inside the vehicle to pull the emergency door release at any door and then push the doors open. The release may be a red knob above the door or a red lever or knob on the side of the door jamb. Or you can use the exterior emergency release located on either side of a vehicle at doors 2 and 7. You'll need a triangle key and access points vary slightly by vehicle type. Type 1, left of the door, turn the triangle key counterclockwise. Type 2 and 3, right of the door, turn the triangle key counterclockwise to open the access door and pull the lever out and down. Type 4, lower right panel of the door under the window, turn the triangle key clockwise until it stops. The doors should release, and you can pull open using the handles in the 2 sides of the door. Type 5, right of the door, turn the triangle key counterclockwise, then pull the red handle inside the compartment. If the doors aren't accessible, windows can be removed by prying out the rubber molding around them. There are also 2 windows on both sides of the operator's cab that can slide open and may be useful. If a train has derailed or collided with a vehicle, and the pantograph is still in contact with the overhead wire, do not touch the vehicle or the nearby rail while also touching the ground. In such a situation, if the operator is incapacitated, contact TriMet Operations Command Center to have the overhead power shut off remotely. To get inside a vehicle when the pantograph is still up, direct someone on board to manually open the doors, but make it clear that they should not exit the car.
Okay, now I need you to pull the doors open and stand back for me. Don't come off the train. Good, you're doing great. You're doing great. Can you stand back for me now?
You will need to hop onto the LRV, making sure not to touch either the vehicle or the rail while you're touching the ground. This can be challenging, as MAX vehicles are high from the ground when in the trackway away from a platform. A serious incident may require lifting of an LRV. Ensure all passengers are off the vehicle. The pantograph has been lowered and the car is powered off. Also, get confirmation from TriMet personnel that the overhead line has been powered down. There are 3 basic lifts: front truck, rear or back truck, and middle or center truck. As mentioned previously, the front and rear, or A and B trucks, are powered. The middle truck is not. Lift points will be between the wheel set on either side of the truck. You can get a key from the MAX operator or use a Leatherman tool to remove the large panels to get to the lift points. These are diamond plates located on the bar between the middle of the outside wheels. Portland Fire and Rescue has produced a separate training module that has step-by-step instructions on lifting a light rail vehicle, including the required equipment. Lifting a MAX train requires coordination and keeping the car level. Communication directly between the personnel involved is critical for your safety. In the event of an emergency, for your safety and the safety of our riders and employees, it is crucial that before entering the MAX restricted right-of-way, you alert TriMet's rail control. Controllers maintain contact with all trains and will order them to slow or stop, and then advise you when it is safe to enter the right-of-way. TriMet field supervisors, identified by their white shirts with TriMet patches, will be able to provide vital assistance when you respond to emergencies on our system. Operators who wear blue TriMet uniforms also can help by moving vehicles or by connecting you with TriMet's command center. TriMet and our emergency response partners have developed additional, more in-depth training for emergencies involving MAX. Please contact Portland Fire and Rescue to access training videos covering motor vehicle collisions with MAX trains as well as emergency response in our Robertson Tunnel, where MAX trains run under the West Hills. All LRVs are equipped with digital cameras. The number of cameras varies, but they capture most interior spaces of the train. Camera data is recorded to an onboard DVR, but the data can be overwritten in a few days, so make video requests promptly. Requests need to be made by contacting TriMet's Command Center or TriMet's Security Department. Video from TriMet cameras can only be released publicly with the permission of TriMet's Security Department. This training module will help you better respond to incidents involving MAX trains while increasing your safety. Here are important points to remember. The overhead lines that power the MAX system carry 750 volts of direct current and as many as 2,000 amps. Always maintain a 10-foot clearance. 2 substations feed each section of the overhead wire. When responding to an incident, first look to see if the pantograph has been lowered. If it is still in contact with the overhead wire, assume the car is electrified. Manual door releases are located on the inside of a vehicle at all doors, or outside next to doors 2 and 7 on either side of the vehicle. Lifting a MAX train requires coordination and keeping the car level. Before beginning, assure all passengers are off, the pantograph is down, the power is off, and the overhead has been de-energized. Contact TriMet's rail control before entering the restricted right-of-way or blocking tracks. We could not provide the more than 116,000 MAX trips we average each weekday without the help you and your fellow responders provide. Thank you. Your safety is important to us. Use these trainings and our other reference tools to help you stay safe.